Lonar. We visited this place called Lonar twice before. Our third visit to Lonar during the arriving time of monsoon, when thick, dark nimbus clouds moving in from all possible directions and eager to shower here on Lonar Lake. Sitting under the tamarind tree, the perspective across the lake is always enchanting and mesmerizing. The journey back from Kamalja Devi temple, along with wavy and choppy water, with scattered chunks of dried biomass sedimented on bank of lake, and we walk through shrubs of lantana greens again on both sides, and by avoiding the accidental bump into the tree in between. The non-perennial freshwater stream near Ram Gaya temple was parched at this time of the year and was quite expected due to preceding summer times. During our last visit, it was flowing with life. The look, the flow, and the trickling sound was eye-catching, and the water was supposed to be potable directly, as if it looks that water was passing through layer of soil and rocks, possibly acting as natural filter, and also through roots of plants, making flowing water more clean and clear. But now the patch of the stream was dry and waiting for the dark clouds to shower this season and begin the journey of this time. The Ramgaya temple looks charming at height. Devotees have carved the Sharanabhav or absolute bowing down in front of God on the entrance steps. The outside view from the temple looks great, and also visible is the locking arrangements of doors from inside. The sitting arrangement is at height and with back support seat on both sides of the Rangamandapa. We saw the white colored flower of Kala Kuda or sweet Indrajav. This is the end of flowering season for this tree. The typical oval or pear-shaped tender pods of the plant were seen all along at couple of locations. The pods, green today, on maturity will open up, allowing the seeds which have wings to fly with the wind breeze during the end of winter, in the process of spreading the probability of propagation of life. The fresh footprint of leopard was seen on the way. The finding of Kadu Padwal was certainly a surprising. But the flowers were small and small in number with green fruits. This is widely used medicinal plant generally seen in Sahyadri ranges in the later part of monsoon showers. We have seen this plant in full blooming at Ratnagiri during last monsoon time, with finest detailing of flower and nectar-filled fresh non-pollinated flowers. The fruits were also big as against what we observe today at Lonar in the current times. The dry leaves fallen during autumn or winter time now will get converted into humus layer and will increase soil microflora. Still, the rushing rainwater in gullies will carry this fertile humus layer away, and to stop such valuable draining off, the gabion type walls will help the cause. The half converted humus are held back by the check dam built in gabions, which allows slowing down of water stream, holding the water to settle the soil within it, and then only water will possibly pass to the rocky wall and drains off to lake. This helps to preserve the humus soil, the valuable natural resource, from draining off into the lake water, and also saves the lake from sedimentations. The undergrowth had just begun to germinate and grow. This humus layer will help this growth as well to grow. A tree with such thick, dry and greyish colored rough, dry bark with hundreds of knots was a surprise to watch. Similar thick, cracked, dry bark was seen during last visit to this lake. The tender stems of climbers need help of solid stems to climb. During the last visit, we have seen the woody climbers taking help to climb and at the end of life creating such natural shapes which resembles to a snake. By this time, we reach the place identified as Yajneshwar Mahadeva temple, where Yajneshala, a place of holy fire, is located, where students were supposed to gather and chant Stuti mantra and various suktas, that is, holy scripts devoted to individual god and goddesses, along with Yajna, a holy fire. The remained arrangement of stone pillars, beams, along with detailed handmade carvings is good to watch from structural arrangement perspectives. The outer and inner layer of walls are with dressed rock facade with inner core filled with uncoaxed rubble and columns, beams in single stone piece fixed together using mechanical jointing system. The Ranga Mandapa, here its Yajna Mandapa, is circular in shape, with Yajna Vedi or place of holy fire in the center. The devotees performing Yajna is sitting under double height roof and all sides open, helping for good air ventilation to take the heat and smoke out of the Yajna. The roof has 5 distinct intrinsic layers of carvings and tapering at apex. Devotees performing Yajna has continual view of Garbhagruha, that is, holy place of God statue. The area along the Yajneshala is placed with many broken and damaged rock carvings and pieces, which might be originally the part of this place. A little disappointing view to see the level of deterioration. The access road is little steep, rugged, and passes through green canopy, and it's quite tiring, time-taking, and climb is bit exhaustive. The way passes through a seasonal waterway with waterfall. The constructed steps take us to Gomukha temple complex. The sweet water flowing through Gomukh is an attraction. We saw repaired chhajja and repaired temple above Gomukha, which was in bad condition during our last visit. The view from top of the lake through the valley under cloud cover is very interesting. A big peepal tree with green leaves waving with wind provides cooling shadow to all. Little away from main route on slopes is a must-visit place. The Dwara Shakha made out of many icons with holding various items like flowers, garlands is amazing to watch for the details. A constructed water pond wherein water inflows beneath neem tree roots or Indian lilac is considered to have high medicinal values. A beautiful but damaged structure with 4 similar pillars is built on bank of this pond, maybe for royal families to take rest and use after taking bath in such supposed to be medicinal water. The entrance to this holds a surprise. The both sides of steps are fixed with stone carvings of Vyals, actually a state emblem of Hoysala dynasty, who were Mandalika of Yadavas of Devagiri. So, the craftsmen from Hoysala dynasty might have brought the idea of Vyals and other intrinsic stone carvings here at this place of Lonar. But these structures are little younger to what we saw around the lake at below level. The designer curved stone chhajja with sitting place overlooking at water with such layered stone carvings on false ceiling with the carvings in 5 layers is amazing thing to watch. The entire show here is worth experiencing and soaking into, that too calmly and quietly. Great banyan tree is standing tall near this entire complex. On way to Umberzira, we come across a well-built open well using brick masonry for lining purposes. A parched land with just sprouting of paddy is anxiously waiting for rains. And also, the sky is getting covered with nimbus clouds from horizon. Indian pitta calling from this big peepal tree, bringing the advance notice of rains with words like Perteva, Perteva means get ready for plowing. Sasya Shamalam Mataram, my country is a perfect blend of nature and human interactions. These are the thoughts which just erupts in the mind. This brings us to a place called Umberzira. Beneath the roots of well-grown ficus tree species called Pimperni, ancient water kunda is created. The work of restoration is underway here, but still depicts how the folk deities are. Devotees have donated cloths, various utensils, cradles, bangles to the deities residing at this place of worship. This is in alignment with thought of donating your most loved objects to deity after fulfillment of own wish of well-beings. The Parda Darade holds another mysterious structures. Holding a statue of Yakshini, holding some part of sword and a flat bed utensil with big nose and garlands. The purpose of this icon is really not clear. The folk deities like Sapta Matruka are also seen here around the temple complex. Again, here is a big peepal tree at the entrance of temple, also holding a stone curved with Shiva icon and some lady holding it maybe for worship. The entrance or Dwara Shakha of temple is decorated with renovated icons of dancers. The temple is small but rebuilt now. A water pond here is possibly for rainwater harvesting purposes, called as Chatubarao. On this square pillar, there could be possible a water lifting structure resting on, or a person can sit over here and the bottom water may be discharged on this bowl-like stone structure called Chatu. It may be a overflowing arrangement for water from the pond. The Makarmukha Pranala takes out the water from Garbhagriha here. The surprising part is icons of few of Vishnu's Dashavtaras. First from left is Kurmavatar, followed by Matsyavatar, Parshuram, Buddha and Narsimha. Next ones are damaged icons found during excavation maybe. The different shapes and sizes of Shivalingas resembling to Shivalingas from various locations in India are presented here. Not only here in complex, but when search around a place in farms and in open, we can find as many as Shivalingas around a place, which is a mystery to understand. Another mystery is the stone pillar curved with some meaningful stories. One side is carved with people playing with various musical instruments. Another side with various poses of sexual life and also a pose indicating to stop all this and continue the Dhyana Mudra. Another side shows a cruel animal, maybe symbol of some yamas, executing on you a punishment if you continue to behave like a person tied up and held up with sword like things on both sides, woman drinking some liquid, and a symbol of sun moon indicating that till sun and moon do exist, the punishments will continue if you continue to do the wrong things. A long hanging and oscillating bell inside the darshan mandapa shows, in fact, the way to climb and to reach to him, a galaxy within such huge concentric stone circles holding the roof. A curved stone holding, but now damaged, icon of Lord Sheshashai Vishnu in Vishrama Mudra with weapons kept along and on Shesha, the holy snake. This also is a mystery, with Lakshmi messaging the legs, Brahma and also Samudra Manthana curved with Meru mountain and Dev Danavas on both sides. This remembers the icon recently found in excavation at Sindakhed Raja of similar plate and scale but in good condition. We saw the dried pumpkins hanging on wires. Another folk deity is seen below the huge tamarind tree. So far, we have found the folk deities below local and long living trees is a speciality. The surrounding area is having plantation of soybean crop all along, which is waving on breeze. The area also houses some of wonderful flowers. The tree of Karanja in full bloom with such wonderful colored flowers in bunches. With pink colored petal holding place for pollination and nectar, its point of attraction for pollinating insects, who can see in black and white. Possibly, colored petal looks dark and white petal white, helps insects. The oil is extracted from the seeds of this plant, which has an industrial use. The flowers of Gokarna in blue color is very common, but in white, that too in wild, was a different thing to notice on the way. The white petals were holding the blue tint and has grown as an undergrowth. Babool tree is very common in the Lonar Lake area, which is supposed to be not so attractive and often we neglect when we see the tree. The big thorns on stem body is worrisome factor which keeps us away from the plant. And we didn't think much about the babool, though have importance in local biodiversity of the area. The full-grown babool tree we know generally holds yellow flowers on branches. The birds, mature ones are flowering and at growing end of the branch, birds are prominently seen in different stages of maturity. The yellow bunch is actually a group of flowers and look exciting within green leaves. The find of a babool tree which is holding pink color flowers was surprising thing to know. The branch holds white color flowers means matured flowers, and onward pink are young flowers holding nectar and birds on top of a branch. We can see a caterpillar of some butterfly enjoying the flower and so nicely camouflaged. This babool looks like a variant from pink color, an interesting one as well, and also has similar flowering patterns. Umbrella thorn or white babool is native of India and also was in flowering. Such small tiny flowers brightening up during the day are worth to find, with some sweet aroma around the tree and all branches holding the series of flowers in white. The queen flower from Babool family may be this one, Durangi Babool or sickle bush. The bird is holding green colored active part and pink colored or sterile part of the flower. The pink color part of flower looks like a silk threads and might be acting as an attraction point for insects. The habitat it grows is deciduous in nature and little harsh for life. So, the race for pollination may be there. This is the fully matured flower whose purpose to flower is over by this time since in white color. The little cocoon is hanging close to the fragrant flower. The evening clouds were gathering again on Lonar Lake. The golden hour sun rays were rushing into the house through the small window of traditionally built house in rocks and was creating an impressive lighted square on opposite wall, which was equally getting reflected on ceiling fan blades. The chowk in the house, open to sky above, is traditional architectural design for light and ventilation. Since open to sky above carries rainwater inside and the arrangement to drain off through the edges of chowk is curious to watch. The evening gets dark and the Laman Diva, a hanging oil-based brass lamp, starts lighting up of the chowk. The lamp becomes prominent source of light as evening gets more darker and darker. Traditional architectural practices and lifestyle still hangs around as a surprise element to all of us. Our Lonar visit ends here for this time, but with curiosity on and invitation is on for yet another visit.